What's happening, Kimo Sabes? What happening, Kimo Sabes? Hopefully, you guys can hear me loud and clear. I'm going to pop off here and see if I can get on to the situation and let you guys be able to see me here. But yeah, we're going to go to the Hawks post-game, Game 7. Unbelievable Hawks win. Let's listen to Kevin Huter, to tonight's star, as he talked about getting ready for Game 7 after the loss on Game 6.
Obviously it would have been nice if we made them tonight. The game would have been a lot different, but I don't think it was nerves. I don't think it was anxiousness.
Andrew Lopez from ESPN.
Hey, Kevin. And obviously a Game 6 is a win-or-go-home situation for both. I mean, a Game 7 is a win-or-go-home for both teams. But how much, I guess, added confidence does it give you guys knowing that you've already won in Philly in this series?
Yeah, we've won twice there already. Like I said, this would have been a really good opportunity for us to win at home and close this thing out. But we got to lick our wounds a little bit and stand back up and go win Game 7 on the road. And got to put this behind us as fast as we can.
Jeff Schultz.
Kevin, I know you said.
And surely they did. That's exactly what the Hawks did. They went ahead and handled their business. They were not afraid in Game 7. They came out. Kevin Huter was a big part of that. 27 points for young Mr. Huter last night. He posted up really his best game ever in postseason play with those 27 points. He was the hot hand for the Hawks. 10 of 18 from the floor, 2 of 4 from downtown, and a total of 7 rebounds. 27 points for the guy they call Red Velvet. He was smooth as glass, just like a piece of red velvet cake. But unfortunately, it was a piece of cake that the Philadelphia 76ers choked on, as again, the Hawks pull off a dramatic Game 7 win on the road. The final in Philadelphia, again, 102-96. Who would have thunk it that the Hawks would win not 1, not 2, but 3 games in Philadelphia on the road? Stunning turn of events here throughout the NBA. You got to give the Hawks big credit. You also give credit to this guy right here, Mr. Nate McMillan, who came in when the Hawks were dead in the water and was tied for the best record in the NBA after the All-Star break. And the Hawks were must-see TV, and he got them to believe. That is what he did. #believe Atlanta. Unbelievable how these guys have pulled this off. But he's the key. Nate McMillan was the guy that handled the Hawks and got this young team to believe that they were able to win these big games like this. And so, again, the Hawks go on the road and win 102-96. But I got to tell you something. Trae Young was off of his game last night. He really 5 of 23 from the floor. I think he had a total of, let's just check the stats here. Yep, total was 5 of 23 from the floor for Mr. Young, but he had a total of 10 assists, so he had a double-double, but 6 turnovers. I got to tell you, if the Hawks are going to win in the semifinals, they're going to have to get that turned around. Like I say, again, you can't get mad at a guy that basically at some points during postseason has carried you on his back, but certainly Game 6 and Game 7, even though he scored a lot of points, Game 6 also bad shooting night, 13 from 30. He was less than 30% from downtown. So if the Hawks are going to continue to advance, one of the things that Nate McMillan's going to have to really explain to Trae Young is that if he's not on top of his game, he's going to have to give that ball up. So let me give you a couple of pointers here, what I think are going to be the keys for the Hawks if they want to continue on and make an unbelievable run to potentially the NBA Finals. Number 1, Trae Young has got to learn how to pass more when he has an off shooting night. One of the things that he did in the Game 5 win, he kind of really was not shooting that well in that game, but he decided because of his injury that he was going to be a distributor of the ball, and voila, he doled out 18 assists, and the Hawks get the victory. Today, the Hawks did get the victory, but it was kind of almost in spite of Trae Young, because like I mentioned again, guy had 6 turnovers, dribbled the ball quite a bit, in some cases kept the offense a little stagnant. So, again, we're going to look for him to learn how to pass the ball more if, in fact, the Hawks are going to win. Number two, another big key for the Hawks, if they're going to get a victory here in the Eastern Conference Finals, is pass more. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one. Get JC, John Collins, the ball more, especially in good shooting position. Let's take a look at John Collins' stats for the game. John Collins had another double-double, ginormous game off the boards, especially 14 points, 16 rebounds, including 13 defensive rebounds. So usually when John got a rebound, that meant Philly was one and done. Excellent shooting overall. He played 41 minutes, shot 83% from the floor, 5 of 6. He was flawless from the line, 4 from 4. And to me, that's a guy has got to get more touches if, again, the Hawks are going to continue to advance in postseason play. You got to learn how to distribute the ball. You got to let the big dogs eat. And there's no question that John Collins has been a guy that is an emotional game changer for this team. If you remember, go back to Game 5, those 2 big dunks that got the Atlanta crowd electrified, and then late a three-pointer to cut an 11-point Philadelphia lead to 8, and that was part of that run that spurred the Hawks on to victory. So again, number 2, get John Collins more touches, especially in good position. What do I mean by that? So if you look at a lot of times when John Collins gets the ball and is not able to convert, it's usually he gets the pass in a way that takes away from his ability to catch and shoot or make a quick move. One thing you can't do to a big man, you got to give him the ball up here. Getting the ball really below the chest is a recipe for either a turnover or potentially heavily contested shots. So again, not only get John Collins the ball, but get him the ball in good shooting position. Listen, I want to take a quick little break here. You're watching Real Talk Sports, and we give you a live recap here and live post game as the Hawks shook up the world, knocking off the 76ers in Game 7s on the road, 102-96. Keep it locked right here. We're coming back with more ways the Hawks can win the Eastern Conference Finals. All right, stay tuned. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net. The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678-304-8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice. We're listening to the Real Talk Sports Show again as we give you a live recap here of the Hawks' stunning 102-96 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. I can guarantee you the Sixers are in big trouble back home. I'm sure the Boo Bird's out. I'm sure they're calling for Doc Rivers' head. Doc Rivers, what can you say? A guy who once again has found himself in a situation where he has had what apparently on paper was a superior team and has been bounced out unceremoniously from postseason play. Again, the Hawks are looking to try to now do something they have never done in the modern era. That is take their team to the NBA Finals. And really for the Hawks, it's got to be why not us and why not now? You know, hashtag believe Atlanta. And right now, I think Trae Young, John Collins, Kevin Huerter, and all those guys have got Atlanta believing that anything is possible. Let's go back again and listen to a little bit more of the press conference here. Now, this was after Game 6, kind of let you know how ready the Hawks were to go ahead and get things done in Game 7. Let's see if we can kind of grab that clip right now.
After the shoot this morning that, you know, everybody was focused and, you know, you guys were fine. But once the game started, did it feel normal or did it feel different?
I mean, we got off, obviously, I feel like we got off to our best start since Game 1. You know, so we came out, I think, really focused. And, again, our pace was really good and confident, obviously, to start the game. So, you know, I think we started really well. And, you know, I think that tells you what you need to know about, you know, how we came into this game, trying to be the team that hit first, being aggressive, get off to a better start than we have, and not dig ourselves in a hole the way we were really games 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Well, there it is right there. That was comments
Free
from
throws.
Kevin Huderle. And you guys
Okay.
know that. Let's go ahead and
game
stop that real
uh,
quick.
In such a close game like this.
Yeah, so that's really kind of what we're looking at here with Kevin, talking about what the Hawks had to do in preparation for Game 7. Again, this was a team that was not scared. And that was the big thing. They just were absolutely not scared. Big shout out to Regina Deloach. There it is, hashtag Believe Atlanta. And that, believe me, everybody's drinking the Kool-Aid now, boys and girls, as this Atlanta team is on a roll. And like I said, again, I think if they can kind of just taper down Trae Young's shooting in time when he's kind of off, and also cut down on the dribbling, I think this Hawks team has a more than fighting chance to knock off the Bucks. And what irony, as the Atlanta Hawks take on the Milwaukee Bucks, who coached by the only other guy that has gotten the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Final, that is Coach Bud. A great guy here. We enjoyed having him here. Had some wonderful teams under his tutelage. Of course, still holds the record for most wins ever by a Hawks team in a single season, 60 wins. And also, Coach Bud coached the Hawks, also those teams with Al Horford and Jeff Teague and Schroeder, to a 60-win season and 19-0 in the month of January. No NBA team has ever done that. So kudos to Coach Bud to getting another team back to the conference finals. But I guarantee you, after that first introduction and applause, which Atlanta has always done in the past with returning players, the Hawks fans will have a short memory as they look for this new brand of Hawks to knock off the Bucks and go to the NBA Finals, something a no modern era Hawks team has done. So again, guys, it's great stuff here. Great to be part of it here. Let's also take a quick peek and listen to Trae Young after one of the playoff games, as well as he talked about the sensibilities of the Hawks and where they can be, and how the rest of the league looks at them. And hopefully this will work out all right. And we're going to go ahead and give it a shot right now.
And as a fan of this game, looking at it from afar, I mean, you don't necessarily get to see those years of those teams that are going through rebuilding stages, and you don't know the behind the scenes of when you lose, and I mean the emotion behind losing, and not getting to experience the best part in the postseason. It's definitely tough, and so for me, just knowing how hard it is to get to this position and having to really literally build our team to get to this position, it makes it that much more gratifying that we're here. But
Trae Young talking about, again, the Hawks being able to get to the playoffs after him coming to this team based as a lottery pick, having another losing season, having the rest of the NBA really kind of not respect them. You can see that in this, again, that clip was before the playoffs, you know, how important it was for them to get to postseason play. And the young Hawks, again, are drinking all the Kool-Aid, believing everything that this man right here, the head coach, Nate McMillan, has brought to this team. And there it is again. That's his stats there. Nate McMillan has a track record that brings respect. If you look there at his track record, 661 wins against 588 losses. The guy has a 52% winning percentage, not too shabby. Coached in over 1,200 regular season games, 53 postseason games. None of those runs as good as what we've seen here with Atlanta. So clearly, Coach Nate McMillan has learned how to win and how to manage the big games. So again, big shout outs and big kudos to him and all the stuff that he's done with the Atlanta Hawks. So again, big shout out to him and all the stuff he's doing. A big shout out to the Atlanta Hawks and the Atlanta Hawks fan base, who has been epic. I mean, they have just been off the chain. The games that I went to, there's a quick look. That's what it looked like there when we were at the game, and hopefully we'll be able to go back and bring you some coverage from the game as well. So again, great stuff going on here in Atlanta as the Hawks win 102-96 to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals for only the second time in the modern era. Last time they did it was 5 years ago under the helm of the guy who's now the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. Everybody just simply calls him Coach Bud. Coach Budenholzer has brought his team back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's take a look again at what I think are some of the keys for the Hawks if they're going to be able to do something, again, they haven't done in the modern era at all, which is to go to the NBA Finals. Number one, Trae Young, when he is under duress, and not having a good shooting game like today, again, he was 5 of 23 from the floor. He's going to have to learn how to distribute that ball a little bit more like he did in Game 5 where he had 18 assists. That's something that if he's able to do that, if he's able to have a sensibility of how he's playing in the game, a sensibility of who the hot hand is, then in fact, this Hawk team is almost unstoppable. Let's go to tip number 2. Get John Collins the ball, more touches, but more importantly, get him the ball in good positions where he has the opportunity to score. One of the things you have to do with a big man is make sure that they get the ball where they can make a play. John Collins can jump out of the building. And so when you're pacing him against a guy like Giannis, two-time MVP, who also can leap, I say challenge him early and often, to especially games at home, get the crowd in the game, and maybe get some things moving in the Hawks' directions. Number 3, sometimes less is more. Pass more, dribble less. One of the things that the Hawks, I think, did to their detriment in game 6 and 7, the guards dribbled the ball a lot. And what that did oftentimes was, now there were some times where it kind of lulled Philly to sleep and they got some great dunks off the pick and roll, but most of the time it was created turnovers. Now, of course, in game 5, they handled the ball very well, but in game 6 and 7, the Hawks had a lot of unnecessary turnovers due to excessive dribbling, especially by our superstar, Trae Young. So he's going to have to learn how to manage the game a little bit more, give that ball up, and learn how to whip the ball around that perimeter and look for the open man. And number 4, go with the hot hand on offense. You know, as I mentioned to you, Kevin Huerter was really kind of the offensive star of the game for the Hawks. I believe if he had had more touches, this would have been a cakewalk because the Hawks defensively were stout. I mean, they were giving Philly all they could and then some, playing in circumstances where the referees were pretty much letting them play. And the Hawks took full advantage of that on defense, getting, I believe it was 9 steals on defense for the Hawks, using an aggressive type of play. But again, offensively, you need to get the ball to the hot hand. Kevin Huerter. Wow, I deleted myself from the broadcast. How about that? Anyway, as I was saying, go with the hot-handed offense. Look for the person who is the most efficient in scoring. I love Trae Young, and like I said again, without him, we most likely would not have been advanced as far as we have. But in game 6 and 7, horrible shooting nights, 13 of 30 in game 6, and a staggering 5 of 23 from the floor in game 7. Now, he did a big 3 late to kind of really put the additional pressure on Philadelphia. But again, this was a game 6 and 7 games that were winnable. And again, if they go with the hot hand on offense, that's really the key. Get the ball, move the ball around to the open man. I think that the Hawks have, again, a legitimate chance to actually get to the NBA Finals. And how cool would that be here in the A? With all these teams that have disappointed Atlanta fans so many times, getting so close, but yet no cigar, I think this Hawks team clearly has a shot to take that next step. And as it was so easily pointed out or eloquently pointed out by a good friend, Regina DeLose, #BelieveAtlanta. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready and willing to see a winner. So hopefully, again, the Hawks can go ahead and get this put together and get to the Eastern Conference Finals again. It's possible. It really is. I mean, yes, you have Giannis. Yes, you have Middleton, but at the end of the day, yes, you have Lopez, who's given them trouble in the past, but I think that they've now found a big lineup when they go with a Congru, when they go with John Collins, and when they go with with Gallinari, they can match up with teams playing a big front line. So look for the big O, or Congru, the rookie out of USC. They get a lot more playing time against the Twin Towers of Lopez and Giannis when we play the Milwaukee Bucks. So again, the Hawks can match up with anybody. Hopefully, we can see some of the guys who are injured come back. Obviously, we're not going to see DeAndre Hunter. He's out for the season. Most likely won't see Cam Reddish either, but certainly want to see Bogdanovich to come on back and be able to play, because when he's on top of his game, he is a scoring threat. We saw that he averaged over 20 points a game in the second half of the season. Last 2 weeks especially, he hit several big shots to, again, propel this Hawks team into the point where they are right now. I got to tell you guys, this has been great. trying to cover these guys. I appreciate all of those of you who have watched this broadcast, watched us on Real Talk Sports Show. We will be back on Tuesday night, as we always are, 8 p.m., as we get more recap, hopefully more highlights and good game, post-game interviews from on the scene. So again, we appreciate all those of you who watch us, especially those of you who are watching on the replay on Periscope, Twitter TV, and on demand on YouTube. And I appreciate you who have actually tuned in now. We're doing more with our podcast. So for those of you listening on our podcast, hey man, appreciate you so much, each one of you. And I know sometimes we're not going to hit you in the plural. I wish, and here's the thing, hit me up. I'm going to put this on the screen for those who are watching. Please hit me up. We'd love to interact with you. If you have something, a topic that you want us to talk about, let us know. Here it is on the screen right now. Real Talk Sports. Follow us anywhere on social media at Real Talk Sports 7. You can hit me up with an email, jsimmons@realtalksports.net. Love to hear from you. And please tell us what you got going on. Tell us if you got a particular topic you want us to talk about. We love to do it. Also, if you want to call me, you can call me directly on the cell phone. Here's the number right there, 678-410-9833. You can call me on the cell. And again, let me know what you got going on. If you got someone that's doing great stuff in the community, you got a high school athlete, you got a college student, you got a former pro athlete, whatever you do, if it's good news, we want to bring you on the Real Talk Sports Show. Again, give me a call, 678-410-9833. It is just incredible, guys, what I just saw. I feel like Vince Scully. I can't believe what I just saw. The Atlanta Hawks knock off the Philadelphia 76ers 102-96, propelling them into only the second time in the modern history of the Hawks into the Eastern Conference Finals, where they will take on a former two-time MVP and their former head coach. And I'm talking about Giannis and Coach Bud. So this has got great storylines all across the board. We can't wait. And good Lord willing, we're going to be there live to bring it to you from on the scene. Again, guys, we appreciate those of you who have popped in here to join us here on this broadcast. Again, if you want to contact me, here it is right here on the screen. We're the Real Talk Sports Show. Follow us anywhere on social media at Real Talk Sports 7. You can hit me up on the email, jsimmons@realtalksports.net, or simply give me a call, 678-410-9833. Again, that's 678-410-9833. You can go ahead and hit us up if you got something to say, or you can even join us on the broadcast. I'm going to put the link up as we go on next week, and you can just log on to the broadcast just like a phone call or just like a Zoom call. We can get you in as part of the show. Now, how cool would that be? Let's go to social media. Speaking of that, as we get ready to wrap this show up and get into bed like the rest of you, go to social media right here. We got Zach hitting us up there, and he is saying here, I don't have my glasses, but anyway, he's saying at the end, go Hawks. Let me see if I got my readers on. They're floating around here somewhere. I was so excited I came up here and did not bring my readers, but that's okay. Zach, we appreciate you, man. And again, continue to follow us and join us here on social media as we try to bring you great sports coverage from live on the scene. We're going to be right in the middle of it, good Lord willing. And also stay tuned for some more breaking announcements, because the Real Talk Sports Show is about to be everywhere. As the minister gets ready to wrap up, I have to put on my shades. Why? Because the glitter of a Hawks win has been epic. Yes, again, the Hawks win 102-96 and advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. And good Lord willing, we're going to be right there. All right, everybody, we're going to wrap it up for tonight, because like I said, I got to go. Again, Real Talk Sports Show. You've been listening to your main man, the Minister Jonathan Simmons. Remember, you can check us out. Follow us anywhere on social media, Real Talk Sports 7. You can email me at jsimmons@realtalksports.net, or you can simply give me a call on the tele. I'll be more than happy to answer your call. Telephone number is 678-410-9833. All right, guys, until the next time, God bless you and have a good night. Believe Atlanta, baby. Go Hawks.